Hello and welcome to the Better You Masterclass. I'm Chris Harrison, Mindset Self-Care Focused Therapy. I'm a hypnotist, therapist and coach, and I help people become the best version of themselves. I specialise in helping people with burnout, the symptoms of burnout, which is depression, anxiety. I also help with PTSD, phobias and allergy removal. And that's about me. Where am I from? 10 years ago, or how did I get into this? 10 years ago, this very month, my dad died of cancer, and I had the pain, shame, guilt, and anger that I didn't help him during his final 15 hours that he was dying at home. This caused me to have PTSD, and along with the goings on in my business, I had a light haulage firm at the time, severely burnt me out. I then went to work for a delivery company after I lost my business. I then went to work for a delivery company who were an absolute nightmare. Yeah, did not help me in the slightest. Fact made it worse. However, the worst part of my life, the worst time in my life, I now regard as the best. Because I don't know why, I got the help that I needed. And that sent me on a path to do what I do now. And that's to help people who are how I was. And I'm lucky enough to have helped many people achieve their goals, to put them on a new path, and for them to experience success. So what is being a better you? Well, it's not a better you. I want you to be the best you. I want you to be that version of you when you was most confident, happiest, didn't have a care in the world. I want you to have that back. What does that look like? What does that person look like? I want you to picture that person. And I'm keeping the hat on, by the way, because I'm in terrible need of a haircut. But yeah, what does that person look like? At the moment, I'm listening to an audio book by Stephen Bartlett. And there's a quote in there. I can't remember who said the quote, but it says, if you don't make the time and effort to look after your health now, you'll be forced to make time for illness later on. And my God, is that true? You see, when I was driving around the country delivering, I used to eat donuts, biscuits, cakes, crisps, Mackies, Burger King, KFC. I used to have down by my feet a 24-pack Coca-Cola. You know, the proper one, red label, you know, the proper shit. And I used to get through quite a lot of them a day. And I used to get through it from men. Because of that, because of my lifestyle, because of my choices that I made, the bad choices, the piss poor choices that I made, I'm now diabetic. And for however long I've got left on this earth, I have got to measure my bloods and inject every time I eat. Because my body no longer does it naturally. Because of my life choices. Because of my eating patterns. And the hows and whys are for another video. See, this video is not about that. I'll go into that in another video. But I certainly wasn't the best version of myself. But I want you to take this into mind. I want you to have that image of what the best version of you is. Now, a lot of my clients have to go back, right back, to when they're late teens, early adults, 18, 19, 20, that sort of thing. Fine. But you're not there now. You never will be there. That's a fact. You will never be 18, 19, 20 again. But what you need is that perception of yourself that you had then, now. You're not going to be the same build, the same size, the same weight. You're not going to, nothing's going to be the same because that was then. And you've had a lot of life experience in that time from when you was that late teen, early adult to now. Or maybe you are still a late teen, early adult watching this. Maybe you're not sure what your best version of you is. So think now, what does it look like? Create that person in your head. When you've got that image, really pick at it in a positive way. What makes that image that best version of you? Excuse me while I turn my heater down before I melt. There we go. What makes that version of you the happy person that you want to be? What have you got to do to achieve it? If it's a big goal, break it down. If there's lots to do, focus on one thing. Because a lot of people, they do this, especially this time of year. New year, new me, that shit. I need to lose weight. I need to stop smoking. I need to stop drinking. I need to get healthy. Okay. So they stop. They stop smoking. They stop drinking. Stop eating shit food. The problem is, your brain's not being communicated that, and you've told yourself you're going to do something, and our brains don't like being told what to do. Now we have to have this willpower, this amazing level of willpower to stop smoking, stop drinking, stop eating the crap food. But tests have shown that willpower is sort of limited. You have a limited amount of willpower. It can be depleted like energy. And that willpower is gone, our brains will always resort back to old routines and patterns. What we eat, what we drink, what we put in our bodies are our choice. I'm diabetic because I made piss poor choices of what to eat and drink. And I can make a million excuses. I, didn't understand about food like I do now, or a load of bollocks. That's exactly what they are. Excuses. We can make excuses all the time. And we do. And the first thing that I'll get my clients to admit to during a consultation call, and it's really important, is who is the problem? Who's to blame? And if they don't say themselves, if they don't say, it's me, I'm the problem, they're not ready. Can't help you. I don't want to help you. But you're not at that point yet where you can accept that the changes that need to be made are changes in you. Just because you want to lose weight, and just because you want to stop smoking, or you want to stop being anxious all the time, or you want to stop being depressed, if you're not prepared to get off your arse, make the changes that need to be made, you'll never achieve it. We'll always do the same patterns over and over and over again. And the same patterns will equal the same results. Do something different. If you do something different, no matter how small, It will open doors and opportunities to new and what could be amazing things. I couldn't even begin to tell you the times that I've just, I've done a session with a client. We've done the bits and now we're just having a chat. And they've said something or I've said something, and it's opened an opportunity for one of us or both of us. Whether it be a hobby thing or a work thing or something that you just take an interest in. But unless you have these conversations, put yourself first, put yourself out there, make changes, nothing will ever change. And you owe it to yourself to make changes. You owe it to yourself to get the results that you desire, the results that you deserve. You owe it to yourself to have that life you want. Nobody can get it for you but you. I have it with clients that can't thank me enough for what I've done, but I say to them, I haven't done anything. I've helped them bridge a gap that they couldn't bridge themselves, but now the main work, having a life, living a life, it's all down to them. And if they choose to do it, brilliant. If they choose not to, I can't force them. I'm not going to force them. We all have choices. Accept that. Everything in life is a choice. Next part, to being the best you, the better you, is when you've accepted that everything's a choice, logically think of what is the right choice for you. And you may make a mistake and find that it wasn't the right choice for you. However, you have done something different. You've had a new life experience. But that path that you're now on, something might get in the way, and then something new happens. So then you're on another path. And something new happens. So then you're on another path. But you're no longer hitting that wall that you've put yourself behind now. And when you are the better you, what does that look like? What will that help you achieve? So all these things, question yourself. Don't tell yourself that you're going to do something. Question yourself. Can I? Will I? What's the best outcome that this will bring me? Our brains are wired up to think, what could go wrong? What's the worst possible situation? What's the worst possible outcome? That's fine. We need to think about these things. What we don't need then is for that to take over and for that to, stay with us. And then we go, well, you know what? It's not worth me doing. I don't want that. I want you to think of what could go wrong. Okay, what if it does? What do I do now? Okay, so that's happened. What do I do now? Okay, I need to do that. But that's a big jump. So what can I do to make it smaller jumps? Another mistake people make is they set themselves horrendously stupid goals and short time spans to do it. If you've been stuffing your face with takeaways and whatever else for 20 years, you're not going to be beach ready by June. And no matter how much positive thinking or motivation that you have will achieve it. You know why? Because it's not going to happen. Science says it's not going to happen. And do it in a healthy way. I'm not saying it's impossible. You could certainly do things that will mess you up in the long run. But to do it in a healthy way, it's going to take time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And it starts with making change. For instance, today, just finished with a client today. When she's stressed after work, she goes for a glass of wine. She's taught herself that wine helps her relax. It doesn't. We've today now changed that to a cup of decaf tea. So now in her head, after a stressful day at the computer at work, she's going to go, instead of, I need a glass of wine, which has got, 600 calories in and all the other things that are in it, she's going to go, right, I need a cup of tea. Up she gets, makes a cup of tea, drinks a cup of tea, and has the same happiness kick in the head as what the wine brought her, only she's not tucking the calories or the other chemicals and the alcohol and all that's in wine. Healthier. So, what are you using as a coping mechanism? What can you do to change it? Find it, think of it, change it. Get up your arse, make it a reality. When you're the best version of you, you are you are what is projected onto people. When you're a burnt out, miserable bastard, that's what's projected onto people. We attract like-minded people. So when we're miserable bastards, we will attract other miserable bastards. And then the problem comes when we make change and we start to feel better about ourselves. We start to make progress and we're moving away. And those people that are stuck there go, no, come back. Their problems are not your problems. Your problems are your problems. Your issues are your issues. And only you can deal with them. And only they can deal with theirs. Don't feel bad if you can't help people. I'll help anybody who wants to help themselves. And I've had clients where it's been absolutely easy. Breezy. Couldn't get any better. And I've also had clients where it's been a struggle. But we'll get there in the end. If they want to change. There's only one sentence that someone can tell me, and I'll turn my back on them. I don't want to change. I don't want the result. Okay? There's nothing I can do. Stop wasting my time, your time, anyone else's time. Put boundaries in place. Next part in this masterclass, put boundaries in place. Don't be afraid to tell people to piss off. People ask you for help because they want you to make their life easier. That's why we do it. Fine. If you're in a position where you can help and you want to help. But if you're in a position where they're now coming into your life and negatively impacting it, tell them to piss off. They don't like it. Tough. Next part. Find your group of people, your tribe, if you wish, because that's what we want to do. We are still wired up in there to be hunter-gatherers, to be tribes people, to live in that little community that brings us safety, brings us food, warmth, shelter, that if we have a problem and we can't sort it ourselves, we can go to somebody else who can. And when they have a problem that they can't sort, they can come to you who can offer advice and sort it, whatever it may be. We don't live like that anymore. And the rate of change that is happening to our species is phenomenal. So much has changed. Just think from the year 1900 to now. Just think of the change that we've made. And our brains do not like change. We don't like being told we have to change. We don't like being told that new things are better for us. And that's where I have my approach. Because I'm not bothered if it annoys you. I'm not bothered if it makes you angry. Because that anger could fire something up inside of you to make a change. That thing of, oh no, he's wrong. And I've felt it myself many times. Even during me, when I started my business, my therapy business, I was told by somebody, you're not running a business, you're running a hobby. And I'd put hours into it. I'd done the advice that people had said. I'd done the social media. I'd done the other marketing. I'd done this. I'd done that. Why aren't I being successful? What's the matter? Why aren't I getting these clients that are meant to be falling through my door? Because I wasn't running my business as I was supposed to. So at the beginning of last year, I said, fuck it, and started again. No money, or very little money. I did more for my business in 3 to 6 months last year than I had done the previous 2 years. Because the previous 2 years, I was running it as a hobby. And of course, when that person told me that, I went on the defensive. He's wrong. Do you know? Just another marketing person, aren't you? I've heard all that shit off all the others. He wasn't trying to teach me a new way to do something. He knew what my problem was and told me what my problem was. I knew what my problem was. What happens then is your brain goes away, niggles at it, niggles at those words. And if that's what I hope to achieve for this video today, that something, even if it's one word, just niggles away at you, and you think, what if? What if things could be different? What if I could be different? Then it starts to go, what could be different? And you have no choice but to come up with these images in your mind, because our brain works in images, not words, images. Again, that's another video coming up. I want to spark that best version of you. I want to spark that fire in you to get that best version back or create one. Because you do owe it to yourself to be the best version of you. So make a change. Even a small change. Make it. Do it. Might not turn out how you planned, but you'll have a different result. That's the idea of it. That's the point. Make that change. Accept that you're the problem and issue. Make a change. The confidence and all that will follow. But you just have to focus on yourself. Set boundaries. Make a change. Set boundaries. New life event happens. Set another boundary. Get out your comfort zone. Nobody ever does anything when you're comfortable. We only make change when we're angered or upset or, we've been offended. Make a bloody change. Pain causes us to make change. For Christ's sake, look after this. Look after your mind. because it will stop you. Take it from me, it will. You might be sitting there now thinking, he's wrong. I'm not. I've been there. I've been rock bottom. Suicidal. Complete mess. Doing stupid, irrational things that would cause me harm, other people harm. Seemed perfectly normal at the time. Perfectly fine. All the other shit that my brain come out with. It's bollocks. That best version of you is in there. Let's get 'em out. If you want help, let me know. More than happy to have a chat with you. Mine's at sft.com. You've probably seen it rolling down the bottom. Have a look, drop me a message via WhatsApp. Book in for a consultation, we'll have a chat. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Be the best version of yourself. You owe it to yourself. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.